behind
Hey!
We'll be your guest, bitch.
No, get permanent rose.
I should have brought s'mores.
I love s'mores.
I love s'mores too, and I don't know now.
Guys, welcome to episode 120 of the Murder Moose podcast, part of Slashcast Podcast Network.
It's in the game. So we are doing
You're
an experiment
fired.
tonight. Yeah, you're fired, Josh. No. We are doing an experiment tonight. That lovely voice you hear is Classy Katie, CK, one of my favorite people in the world. And this is the first time we've done...
Super fucking classy.
Exactly. We've done 4 people, and we have enough ADHD here to, like...
It's one of those parties.
Yeah, it's our first foursome, guys.
Yeah. Wait, but at a foursome, doesn't it become an orgy at that point?
Only if our socks are off.
I think you need...
Oh, well, I could take mine off. They're just bumblebees.
I don't want to. It's so cold.
I think you need 5 for
There.
an orgy. But
Do
I don't
you?
know. I think so. But I don't know. And Zoe, we're Zoe when we meet her.
I think it's very apparent none of us have been in an orgy. I think
No.
that's what this has proven.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
I think most of the like orgies and like sex parties are just like you have to get on like mailing lists and shit like that.
I don't want
and
a
pay
disease.
memberships.
A mailing list? Wait, hold on.
Wait, like snail mail? Like, do you
No,
get like
no.
a package? Like Harry Potter letter?
Some
Yes,
sort of
You've been
package.
cordially invited to get fucked.
If you don't get
Like
an
the
owl
menu.
exactly. If you
Are they
don't have an
invited or
owl
they...
delivering you a letter to an orgy, you're doing life wrong. And I guess
They
that
were
is what-
invited.
Everyone was, well, except for her.
No, like
yeah.
they weren't. Some of them they weren't invited. They had to like sign up
Yeah,
for
I
it.
thought
or
they like
whatever.
signed up for it because that they said it
Yeah.
was like what
No, but-
$1,500 a plate, and that old guy had been there a million times.
But
Yeah, I
the
couldn't even
girl
remember what he
reviewing
Spoilers.
was invited. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, well,
and,
yeah.
and it was
yeah.
stroking her ego. Yeah, so some people were
Yeah.
legitimately invited. He was like, "No,
Yeah.
fuck you. You're invited."
Which
he
is
invited
hilarious. Oh my god! There's a part at the end that I can't wait to talk about regarding those people. Oh my god!
they are wonderful. But
I
yes,
don't know how you guys run this, but Jesus Christ, there's some moments in this movie that are just like,
I
It's
just
chaos.
like straight up verbally diarrhea everything. We'll be like 5 minutes and they're like, okay, well now that we've spoiled the whole movie.
I know
I
do the same. It's
just
terrible.
we're gonna warn everyone now. They're gonna be spoilers with everything with this, which we usually
It happens. It
Yeah,
happens.
exactly.
Okay.
we're giving you a warning now because when we put our feet in our mouth or whatever happens, we've warned you now.
It
I'm not
happens.
clown deck. God damn it, Josh.
I wonder if I can find a timeline in the movie. I'm trying to figure out like how far in do we find out the spoiler of the end? Because I feel like it's pretty. It's not
I mean, like-
super far into the movie that he's like
Halfway,
da 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 da.
halfway. I
Da
think,
da
is
da
what-
da
think,
da
like-
da.
Spoiler:
I kinda figured
you're
it
all
out,
gonna
like-
die. Ha ha ha.
I figured it
Do you
out
like
fairly
soup?
early, but I don't know why.
I think you just get weird vibes, especially with a little Asian lady who's like
yeah.
pretty psychotic, right? Like she's
Dude, she was like legit nutball though, man. I
Yeah.
thought it was like, just part of her persona or whatever.
No.
You will
No.
not replace me.
That
Yeah.
scene messed me up so bad.
I think my jaw dropped. I was
Okay.
like, oh shit, bitch is nutters.
Before we dive into this, let's talk to Katie and talk to her the classy, anything about you because we're gonna introduce everyone. I mean,
You don't have
I
to do
don't-
that. I like
I mean-
horror movies.
I know, yeah.
Talking about them.
So we're gonna talk over. We just briefly because there's a running thing between me and Katie that we're not gonna actually get into. But it
Oh my god,
has
but we
been a
totally
running thing.
could if you guys are into it.
So Katie and I have been arguing for over a year at this point about whether or not Terminator. It's probably like over 2 years. Whether or not Terminator is a slasher film, and like I say it is. Katie says it's not, and we've been arguing. And then Katie gets her old chat to mock me about it. Am I incorrect?
It has to be slashing to be a slasher.
No, I mean Maniac Cap's a slasher and he shoots everyone. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
It just follows the same. It follows the same plot structure. That's all my point.
I'm
was.
finding a timeline.
Okay, you can find your timeline, Katie. That's fine.
For real, I
just
really
wanna-
was. I thought it'd be easier than this, but I am not. I just, like just something that would be like, this is when things happen. But yeah, I guess the spoiler. I feel like it's not like the last second of the movie. You basically find out at least halfway through, and then the last half of the movie is mostly just the anticipation for like how's it going to happen.
Yeah, I think that the breaking point in the film that really sets them over the edge is that they know it's fucked up is the guy shooting himself, right? That's like because before
that's real.
Yeah.
Wow.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was sick.
It was funny because when he walked out, I was like, this is not going to go well. And then as soon as I was like, yep.
Dude, Zach called it. Not even when he walked out, they laid the sheet out and then started putting like a circle of herbs. And
Yes.
did I just say dad?
Did
Oh
you just
my.
say dad?
Oh
Nope.
no.
And I quit. It was great work.
Okay, see ya. Have a
Bye,
good
Kay.
night.
Go get a white sheet and some herbs.
just put the.
That might
make
be the
sure-
worst thing that's ever
wonderful.
happened to me ever in my life. Zach called it, is what I meant to say. He just said they're gonna have a sacrifice, and I was like, no fucking way. And they did.
It's very because you slowly realize in the film that these people are just like super dedicated, and you go, but what are they super dedicated? Because it's like
Are they dedicated to him or the restaurant?
Yeah. I mean, maybe he promised to like bring them back from the dead with the Deathly Hallows or something like that. Maybe we're not sure. Ray Fiennes.
Remember, like, there's that one part where the I don't remember what I think she was the sous chef. Was she the sous chef or
The one that was like talking about
short
the
brown
heat,
hair?
like, yeah.
He tried to fuck her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he tried to fuck her. Yeah, and when before that part, they're all sitting together, and she's like, "Oh, the us dying was my idea."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I cannot stop since seeing the movie thinking about like how did she bring that up in like
Yeah.
casual conversation with the chef and everybody,
You know what?
and
you
how
should
did
do?
they come to the conclusion?
Yeah. It's
like
the,
I've got an idea for spring break, guys.
do you know what
Do you like
ending,
s'mores?
do you know what the ending reminded me of in a weird it's
We're 7
odd
minutes in, guys. We're 7 minutes
I know.
in.
We have lots of things to talk about, Josh. It will go bounce all over. Don't worry.
I mean,
about
I
it.
can start at the beginning. I hate
Yeah.
Taylor.
Oh, you mean
Tyler.
yeah, Tyler is the
Tyler.
worst
I hate him so much. I forgot his name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
I hate him
he's-
so much. From this first fucking second he was on the screen, I despised that creature.
Yeah.
Like
Alex-
even before he was being a dick, the way he would grab food off her plate, like
Oh,
all
I
like
know.
nasty and messy. Like I was just like,
I was pissed when he was like chewing her out for smoking. I was like, dude,
dude,
shut
what
fuck
the
up,
fuck
man.
though? Like as an avid smoker, I was literally sitting there eating like while we were watching, and I was like, what the fuck? I taste shit. I
That-
taste this great. Why are they like this?
Well, that and it's sitting there, and you realize that she's a high class whore, basically, right? Like she's.
Did
like,
you
they
guys
don't-
pick up on that before?
I mean,
Is that
Uh,
it? Because I nothing.
No, I did not.
I didn't
neither.
until they got at well, I take that back because when they were getting on the boat and she kept like looking at the old guy, I was like, something
fuck!
something here. And
Yeah.
then
I
they got in the
never
restaurant.
thought that.
him?
And so like the whole time I was like, either she slept with him
Yeah.
or there's something more to it. And like the further that it got in, I was like, oh,
That
I
was
just
smart, dude. I did not. I noticed that part, but I did not. I was just like, I have no idea how they could know each other. Like, it's got to be something nefarious, but I had no clue. Wow.
I
Yeah,
also
I'm a
assumed
dumbass.
that was her on the tortilla, and that like the
Oh, I
wife-
think it was. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pictures of her and him or something like that,
do you
right?
think it was because he kept asking her who she was, which
Well, yeah,
makes
because
me
he's
think that
he's
like
not
he
going to
would have
admit to it.
known.
Yeah, that's why he's like, I don't know who she is. Like that's like Photoshop.
No, I
or
mean,
something
Well,
like
that and we
the
also.
chef.
yeah.
Yeah, the chef kept saying he had no idea who Anna Joy was.
Mhm.
Anna Taylor-Joy. What was? I can't remember what her name. What was her name?
Margaret Margot is
Margaret.
Aaron. I think her name was Aaron, but she was called.
Oh, she was going by Margot,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Margot,
yeah,
yeah,
Yep.
yep.
I love Anya
Margot.
Taylor-Joy. She's fucking
Yeah.
great.
She's.
She's
I just cannot get over how
gorgeous.
good she is
Yes.
in everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
I just
And
watched
gorgeous.
that chess show again. What was it? The Queen's Gambit again.
Yeah.
It's
so fucking
amazing
good.
still.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that, but like,
Oh
I've
my
only seen-
God,
Give it a shot.
Rod. It
Yeah.
is so fucking good. Every single
It's
moment
so
of it.
bingeable too. Like you
Yeah.
start watching it and it's just like, oh fuck, what? Wait, what
Dude.
happened? Oh wait, I gotta ask, who watched The Last of Us last night because like it's such a big deal for Calgary and everyone I know was like having watch parties and stuff. I was at my niece's and we all watched it on the the like movie theaters.
Yeah.
Screen. It was so fucking good.
Did you guys like it?
I loved it.
I haven't watched it yet, but like I heard nothing but good things. They recorded it in Josh's neighborhood. Like they like
literally right up the street from my house. Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Calgary's
dude.
a big movie scene because of the like again
Fargo.
it's like
So
Fargo.
is Toronto, I think. There's a lot of films filmed in Toronto, like city movies. I think one of the Batmans was there. The first one that featured the new Harley Quinn, whatever her name is, the actress.
Suicide Squad, I think.
Suicide Squad. Yeah.
They
not a spoiler
Margot
for the
Robbie.
Margot Robbie. Thank you. I love her. I'm just really bad with names.
So am I.
I didn't want to say no spoilers for The Last of Us, but a funny thing that was just I have to say because I think it's hilarious. So at the very beginning, you're introduced to the dude and his daughter, and his daughter, like from the first fucking moment, I really thought her face was like deep faked or something because she looks. And again, bad. I'm really terrible with names, but if you guys have seen Westworld, Maeve.
Yes.
Maeve.
Totally.
Okay, thank you. From the
Holy
very first
shit.
moment, I'm like, is this a deep fake of young Maeve? And are we going to get Maeve later in life, like the actress, you know? I fuck you not. This morning I looked it up because it was bothering me. That's her daughter. That's the actress's actual daughter.
Oh, no way.
So it
That's
makes a lot
so
of sense.
good.
She's a clone of her mom. But I mean,
Holy shit.
every moment on screen, right? Her facial
She was
expressions,
so
everything.
fucking good. Every
she blew me
scene
away. Yep.
was fucking amazing with her. Yeah.
It's in her blood, dude. She's going to go far. She's fantastic.
It's always awesome to see when like kids enjoy that shit like their parents and then actually
it
generally
was
take
so
that.
good, dude. Yeah.
And no spoilers, but she had some tough scenes, man. She fucking
Well, I mean,
100%.
If it's anything similar to the beginning of The Last of Us, you start going, oh, okay, yeah, because it's I'm not spoiling anything either. But like I know enough about like you
played it, right?
I played that game more than
Fuck,
any
it's
other
so
game,
good.
I think.
Okay,
ever.
okay.
Yes, yeah.
I assumed.
Five times I think I've played that game, something like that, which is not something I usually do, but yeah. So
Whoa.
I have like
That's
a lot of
wicked.
hope that the Fallout show is going to be really good since The Last of Us sounds like it's going really well. I mean, I know that it's a completely different group and everything, but like I'm hoping.
I always hope for it. I always try to give it the benefit of the doubt.
I never want things to be bad. I mean, no.
Especially video game stuff. Like I want it to be good. It's just never. The WoW movie. God, what?
I still go, man. I went into that going Duncan Jones, who'd done Moon before that. And I'm like, Moon is so fucking amazing.
Oh
and
my
then you
God,
just
I
go,
love that movie.
The mess of whatever work. I had fun with it, but I'm like, this is just like a mess of a film altogether. And I'm just like,
it's terrible.
No. I mean, it's It
unlike The Menu, which was fucking well done. I cannot get over it. I genuinely enjoyed that movie beyond reason.
Yeah, I had two movies in the same weekend, like because we were gonna do this last week, and then did Megan, and I was like, "What the fuck? This was awesome!" Like I'm loving movies right now. It's great.
We went and saw Megan with Rod and Megan literally the night before,
nice,
which was hilarious. So the whole time it's like Katie and Megan, creepy shit.
What
Katie,
the fuck?
Great,
yeah. CK was
that's hilarious.
Yeah, she was doing it like
creepy as fuck.
Like 1 o'clock in the morning. We're like getting out of that movie, and she's like walks out, Katie and Megan.
I literally came out there. I was like, Katie and Megan. I just can't get over it. But literally the next night we watched The Menu, and I was like, what is this week?
Yeah,
I've never had such a good movie week in my life. 2 movies just like blew me out of the water.
I'd ask, did anyone watch Sick that came out over the weekend also?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it came out? I didn't know.
No, it came out on Peacock on Friday, I think. The Kevin
what about
Williamson
your cock?
Peacock!
He pees all over it and leaves it. He likes the stink.
I mean, I just...
Classy! Katie! Everybody!
No, so I was just gonna say, I just asked because Kevin, it's very Kevin Williamson or it's Williamson, yeah, right. But
I'm looking it up.
I had a good time with it, but like also, it has very, very it takes place at the beginning.
Kevin Williamson. Yep.
Yeah.
It says the writers are Kevin Williamson and Caitlin Crabb, if that matters.
Yeah. I don't know. He wrote Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream 2 and stuff like that, but like kind of like helped revive the slashers in the late 90s, and also like is a gay man, I think. So like he also is like, that unique thing. So check that out, since I'm the only one.
Oh yeah, dude! I didn't know it came out yet.
That looks really
I thought
good.
we were gonna
do
that
in the trailer.
Let's just do that next week. How about that?
We could do that. We could do it, and it's like only 80 something minutes long. So
yeah, I was just watching the trailer too, dude. That's creepy. That looks really good.
Fuck,
I have to write that down.
I like that.
Rod, you just gave me such a boner saying it was only that long.
It's like 82 minutes long. Yeah, it
That's
was
the
it was a
perfect
short
amount.
little
That's
thing,
the best.
So, yeah.
I'm so tired of these like
that?
epically long movies.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like listening to Josh talk about how long Avatar is, like my skin crawled. I was like, no, absolutely.
Okay, so
not.
I have a question for y'all, since y'all are movie buffs too. I haven't seen the new Avatar, but riddle me this. So it didn't do as well as he thought it would, and he spent bajillions of quadrillions of dollars on it.
I mean,
he claims it's like, to bring attention to the environment and to make people save it. Like, why not just put that money towards helping save the environment instead of making a movie about blue aliens that hook up their ponytail to their lover and their horse in the exact same way, but one is sex and one is like friendship?
Because the movie is the fourth highest grossing movie of all time already.
Or it's his personal wet dream and he's making an excuse to make one.
That also.
That
yes. And it's a hero complex of, look at what I'm doing to help save the planet, Yep. Okay.
You spent how many $1 billion to make this shit, and never doing anything.
I don't even know. I'm gonna look it up because it's an asinine amount.
I think they spent. They had to make $2 billion to break even, is what they said, which is insane. Like the Marvel movies,
even
to break.
Yeah,
even.
to break even.
Yeah,
and that's what I was like. I don't remember. The only thing I remember about the first one was that it felt like Pocahontas.
Oh
yeah, Well, it was. Yeah, but this movie, they did the thing that Star Wars did when it came back. They made the same movie with this, a bigger Death Star and blah, blah, blah. Avatar did the same thing with this. It's like, it's the exact same movie as the first, but they're looking for something else. Instead of unobtainium, it's more unimaginably unobtainium.
Seriously, James Cameron, you wrote Terminator 2, like all these movies, and you couldn't think of a better name than unobtainium.
Yes.
No. It cost $350 million to make.
No, that's just what they say on that.
That sounds low.
Yeah, that's not even it, because I think that like the lowest that I'd heard was 1.1 billion, and then the marketing and everything.
That sounds more right to me.
Yeah. With the marketing.
Yeah. Like when you take in like how much they had to pay the actors and shit.
Yeah.
Like some actors make $1 million alone.
I mean, that's not. No one's huge in that movie though. Besides, like Sigourney Weaver's the biggest actress or actor in that whole movie, right? It's like her.
No, there's oh god, Zendaya, not Zendaya.
Nope. No, Zendaya.
Oh my lord, what is her name?
I'm just going along on the ride with you.
She is very famous. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just really terrible with names. This is so bad. Zoe Saldana.
Oh yeah,
she plays Gamora.
She's the best. She's the best part.
Guardians of the Galaxy. She's fairly fucking famous.
Oh,
also, Kate Winslet's in it. I mean,
Kate Winslet is
Titanic.
I was about to bring up Titanic because we were talking about James Cameron. I've been like
I love
back
that you
on
have
my
a Titanic button.
I've been like back on my conspiracy theory bullshit and diving back down into the deep realm of, Titanic didn't actually sink stuff.
Yeah.
Dove back in hard the other day and I was like, yep, every time I read about it, the more it makes sense. There's pictures. Look it up.
I love listening to historical podcasts about the Titanic. They're fascinating.
We have the Titanic here. Come visit me.
Like the
we have
real
the Titanic Museum, the one that's like
no shit. I didn't know that was there.
Yeah, there's one in Vegas, and I think there's one in Branson, and then there's one here.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's so random.
And Dolly Parton's boobies are there, so there's lots.
Yeah,
of
Dolly was
we actually
here
have super randomly in Denver. We have the house of the last. How do I say that? The last survivor of the Titanic who lived the longest lived here, and her house is like a monument or something. It's in downtown Denver.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can't go in it, but it's there. I guess. Also, Denver was rated the worst city in the United States of America to raise kids this year, so that was fun.
That makes sense because it costs
incredible
incredible amounts of money.
There.
The weed's nice, but that's about it. The people are nice.
Yes.
I will say that. Colorado people are very kind. For the most, I haven't met it. I mean, Rod, what do you think? Comparatively,
generally, I think that the biggest problem,
nice.
the biggest problem I have here seemed like they're from Texas and California.
And see, that's the funny thing. Like everyone I meet ends up being from the East Coast. Like my bud tender's from fucking Maryland. I'm like, you're really nice.
Yeah, I grew up in Ohio, so I'm not from here either. So
nobody's from here. Nobody's from Colorado because they're all smart enough to fucking leave.
I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Like,
that's
get
the
out
same
of
with
Ohio.
Calgary, to be honest. Like everyone, like I'm from Calgary, but you don't meet very many people actually from here.
I always
foreigners.
I'm always interrogating Josh about how accurate Letterkenny is to Canadian life.
Fucking
I'd have a dart.
Yes, 100%.
It is, honestly. Like, I grew up on the border of Canada, and when I told my sister about Letterkenny, and she was like, what is it? I'm like, just watch 15 minutes of it, give it a chance. She texted me within 3 minutes and was like, you know you're a skid, right? I was like, you go fuck yourself. You fuck yourself right in your butt. I don't want to hear it. I'm out. We're not talking.
I know way too many people that actually talk like that, though. Like, so it's super funny, but it's like
I do too.
Yeah.
That hockey culture goes across the border pretty darn far. Like most of northern Washington State and
of course Washington for sure.
The skid,
hockey.
By the way, bringing back to fucking the menu. I thought for a second when I first started watching the show it was Nicholas Hoult. It was like that
I
guy,
did too. I totally did.
Exactly like this motherfucker, and then you're like, okay, it's not him. But I'm like, this dude looks eggs, and it doesn't help that he's got that wig. And he's like, so that's not his hair, so he could. But it's not him.
The only thing I'd ever seen him in was that Warm Bodies. Did you guys ever see that one? It was like a cute zombie horror.
Right.
I like that. I thought it was.
Oh, right. Yes, totally.
Yeah. That and what is it? Skins.
He was
like a British teen drama or something.
He's very, very British. Like very, very British. But
he does an incredible American accent and plays an incredible,
douchebag.
Douchebag American. Yeah, he did it well.
Dude, he's done so many things. Like he did. He was in the X-Men, like the Fox X-Men movies as Beast, and like
I forgot. I keep forgetting about that because that fucking makeup was so good.
Too.
Yeah, because the makeup's so good, you don't even realize it's him.
That and he did. He was the crazy guy in Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
The
Shiny and Chrome, you mean?
Yeah. Which
Shiny and Chrome.
Isn't Anna Taylor-Joy speaking in the fucking Furiosa sequel? Or am I crazy? I mean, I don't know. I might be crazy.
I don't think I saw the Furiosa sequel.
It's not out yet.
Then I've no.
She's not. Maybe not.
You're not
Is it with
crazy.
Charlize Theron?
What?
Is it with Charlize Theron?
No, she's not in it. It's like a prequel.
Then I don't care about it.
It's about her character, though. It's about her character, so yeah.
Does it have Charlize Theron?
I mean, all I know about Charlize Theron is that she decided at some point that she was so hot that she could make her head look like a penis in the Fast and Furious movies, and no one
I
would
don't
ever
think
care.
that was her fucking
She
choice.
is that
okay?
hot, though.
I don't think that was her choice to have the dick head. Like, come on.
Okay, she's Charlize Theron. She could say, no, I don't want my head to look like a penis.
But she's only Charlize Theron because she lets people make her head look like a penis. That's what I'm saying. It's like full circle.
Delivered.
I just want to hear that
lemon,
Titanic
Rob?
button again.
So I have to say, so we have the ultimate story where I was on Katie's stream one day, and Katie and I were talking about raspberries, like when you blow in someone's stomach. And Katie goes, "Have you ever given Gizmo a lemon?" And I thought it was similar to a raspberry because we were talking about raspberries. And I go, "What's a lemon?" And then I go, and she looks at me like I'm the biggest moron in the world. And
There's
I
a
realized
clip
that
of
she,
it.
yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah, and so my wife was watching, and she goes, "You looked like the biggest moron in the world." The look on your face when you realized
It was incredible. We were right here. I was sitting here, and he was in a chair right there, and I'm looking at him, and he literally is like hands on his knees, and he just like looks at the ground and goes like, "What's a lemon?" And I turned towards him like, "Are you fucking with me right now?" And he was not. It was like minutes.
Wait, is it like an actual? Wait, are we talking about lemon the fruit?
Like a lemon, like a lemon.
Actual fruit. So my brain translated
not lemon
from,
party, no code, just a fucking fruit.
Just the fruit. I
was
like
asking if you'd ever given one to Gizmo to your dog like
You just
because I was talking about raspberries. Yeah, you didn't say, but nobody's like, because I was sitting next to you and the embarrassment of like, see, you did what I did, Ken. I was like, oh, it's like I was talking about raspberries where you blow on someone's belly and they go and I was like, and I thought it was lemon, and then
I thought it was like something sexual, and I was like, wait, what? I don't. Why would you give your dog
what do you do when it's a lemon?
Sure it is.
You cut it
That's
up
when
and
you
hand
kiss
it to
their
them.
butthole sweetly and softly. Good night.
That's what I thought. I knew
thought that was a chocolate star.
It shouldn't be chocolatey. Hygiene, Kins.
Oh,
Hygiene.
sorry. Don't
It's
tell
important.
anybody.
If it's chocolatey, it's time for a bath.
if you're gonna, as a large proponent of eating ass, make sure you always shower before doing it.
Dude. Was it you
courteous.
that sent me the TikTok, or was it Vissy that sent me a TikTok? And it was a girl, and she lives with her live-in boyfriend or husband or whatever. And it shows just her going around to all the things in her shower. And she takes a stick of lipstick and just does one little mark on the bottom on the soap bar, one little mark on the body wash, one little mark on something else. And then it fast forwards and her boyfriend's like in the bathroom doing whatever. And she's like, did you wash your ass? And he goes, yeah, I washed my ass. And then she takes the camera, goes over, picks it up, no smear on anything. He did not use one soapy thing in the bathroom, not even shampoo, nothing. And she looks at him and goes, what did you wash your ass with? And he goes, the water.
The water?
But it water.
Water.
Literally, it's like that. Like, she even has
I
to caption it. And
Yeah.
it's just, I guess this is the majority of America because it's gay to touch your butthole. Not gay at all to touch your own dick.
Yeah.
But your butthole's off limits. I don't know.
What?
Gay
The
me
world
up.
we
I
live
like to be
in-
clean, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh?
And
Sue me.
What
putting
is...
fingers. Yeah. Yeah.
Good thing I live in Canada then.
America's a gross place.
We had this whole conversation today because I was like, God dang, like all the shit I see about guys lately and like the stuff that they say online, I'm like, do people
You wonder.
Like, is
America.
it
Like,
that
I'd
heavy?
be- I hope
in
the mothers out there
person?
are like considering, like calling their sons, like, hey, I was serious about the asshole washing.
Right.
Like, you can't
Wash
tell
your
someone to eat your ass if you're not putting some soap down there. I'm just saying.
Exactly. And
even
At
if
least
you
some
don't want somebody
summer's
to eat your
eve.
ass, just
I
like still
know.
do it. Like, you don't need shit
But
stained
hygiene.
underwear.
but also, getting your ass eaten is one of the best things in the entire world. So I'm just, I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to keep that in mind.
Amen.
So you're missing out on something because you're closed-minded. And I'm not even getting into the prostate being the fun button. But
Or
like,
you're missing out on it because you have a crusty, dirty fucking asshole.
it's true.
This could be it. This could be it.
I wouldn't lick a crusty. I'd be like, nah, you wouldn't
No.
like it.
No.
You wouldn't like
No.
me to lick your butthole. I can already
No.
tell. 'cause
If you
there's
see
flakes
something
coming
there,
off.
nope.
That's a nope,
Nope.
down.
Nope,
That's how you get
nope,
E.
nope,
coli poisoning,
nope,
and I'm not down for that.
Nope. Katie was a respiratory therapist for a long time and saw
Oh yeah, if I
people
get too
dying of
gross,
things
sorry,
like
I
that.
worked in a hospital for a very long time. I'm a sick fuck.
No, you're
Ugh.
accurate. It's not sick. It's accurate.
Thank
It's
you.
classy.
Yeah.
How many people have you seen come in who had picked a fucking ingrown hair on their like taint or like balls and then like lost their genitals? Like,
Oh,
it's-
the sick part is I don't know anymore.
yeah, that's yep.
Like, I can't count them anymore. The amount of times I saw a man come in with full genitalia and leave with a tiny hole between his legs because he picked an ingrown hair repeatedly was just, what the fuck?
Huh?
Yep. You
Wow.
pick an ingrown hair and it gets infected because of the no stuff down there, and then
Your
then you don't have-
taint is like a sweaty fun bridge for the bacteria of your asshole to just like swim up to your ball sack. And your fingernails are literally the most filthy part of your entire body aside from your mouth. So you're sitting there like just causing a fucking Chernobyl situation down there when you pick ingrown hairs. Don't do it.
Nope.
One guy
Nope.
died literally from the shock because they took his testicles out of the scrotum to remove the scrotum because it was rotting and black, and they put him in his thigh skin, and when he woke up inside, he went into shock and died. Like, for fuck. Clean your genitals for fuck. Summer's Eve.
I think if I saw my testicles inside my
Cheers.
thigh, I would probably die of shock also. So
If we're
it's-
talking, if we're talking
had them.
I mean, like if we're talking about testicles, I would just like to remind everyone that there is an app called the Ball Checker app. This is not a joke. This is a legitimate thing. Guys, download the app, check your balls, learn how to do it. It does not make you less of a human or a man or whatever your macho side wants to tell you. If you have a problem going on, down below, get it looked at. Testicular cancer is one of the easiest curable forms of cancer if it is caught early. Check your balls.
Fucking men. Check your balls.
I
mean, you're already checking them. Let's be honest. Like,
the more you know, the more you know. Do. I went to my doctor in the last couple of years and was like, "Hey, doctor, there's this weird little thing on my ball," and he was like, "Oh, it's just a skin tag, and it's not exactly. It's kind of scary, but you're like, hey, you know what?
At least now you know it's not cancer."
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
See, my friend went in, and it turned out to be cancer, and now he only has one testicle. So.
That's what HD did. Yeah, that's HD had 2 forms of cancer on his testicle, and one was an extremely aggressive and deadly form. So they caught it very quickly. They caught it like the day before Christmas, and then he had his testicle removed the day after Christmas. Like it was fast.
Holy shit! But he's been fine since then, right?
Fine. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Like, you were with me. Oh my God, you were with me because it was when I met Furious Pete that one time that we were at one of the conventions and we were downstairs at the Amazon studio.
Oh my God, yes.
And I met Furious Pete and like lost my shit. He was the one that like was how we kind of figured out.
I remember you were so fucking stressed out.
Yeah.
You had like 3 water bottles and you were dying. I remember that now. Oh, wow.
Because he ended up having it so bad. Pete's had it to where they had to remove both of his testicles and like he had it spread through his lymph nodes. He's almost died like 4 or 5 times and he's finally like chilled. No, not necessarily, but they are linking it to things like cancer. Well, they're linking it to things like extensive or excessive use of creatine in young men. There's certain ingredients and things like NO-Explode, which isn't available anymore. But there's also just cancer. Like it can just show up.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like
sucks. I fucking hate it.
Cancer
I've lost too
fucking
many people.
Sucks. Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
So I always tell people like eat a cupcake and enjoy your life because you never know. Like you can be as perfect as possible and still get it.
You've convinced me.
Fucking chocolate today.
I did that last night.
You talking about like people walking into the ER who had never had never ran 18 miles a day and like only ate lettuce and then like had a brain aneurysm.
Vegan trail runners. Oh yeah, seriously, all the time. Vegan trail runners, their heart would just stop.
Yeah,
and their family would be like, they had the most perfect existence, and you're just like, doesn't matter. And the flip side, you get people that come in who have smoked, 3 packs a day for 80 years, and they're fine. Like they're in there for a mole, and you're like, okay,
yeah.
I don't know. I say enjoy life if you can.
I think that there's like not enough that you're like that's going to deter me now from doing little things. I'm not going to sit there and like chain smoke all day every day and like do black tar heroin, but like it's you sitting there and go, you don't know what's going to happen. Like you could live like the healthiest life ever and then get hit by a bus. Like it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Or you could have some crazy genetic thing you just don't know about that hopefully it takes you fast, but like so many I've seen a lot of people like I've never, ever, 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 ever heard someone regret anything they've ever done.
It's what they
when they die.
Didn't do.
It's what they haven't done when they die.
Yeah.
It's always I've never heard anyone say, I regret doing this thing. It's just not doing things. Always.
You know who else? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go. Go. I wasn't going to say anything.
I was just going to do a toss. So anyway, so do you know who else did not know that they were going to die, but were trying to live life to its fullest, even though the majority of them were egotistical bastards? The people from the menu.
This is true.
Except for dude.
Okay,
the
so
award for
who was your guys' favorite and least favorite guest?
I mean, Tyler's the least favorite by far, right?
Really? I hate him, but I don't think he's my least favorite.
Yeah.
The judge, the guy who got his finger cut off, is pretty terrible too. They're all. Let's be fucking honest.
I
just want to know, like, personally to you, who did you hate?
I hated.
You know what I mean?
The fucking the guy that was with the critic, because he was the fucking.
Oh my God, he was the worst.
Fucking worst. He was
he was a magazine guy.
Mine's the food critic, so I am so on board. That food critic, I fucking.
Oh,
dude,
such
when
a
when the chef started crying and she's like, "You should have your own restaurant," I was just like, "Stab her in the kidney, do it, serve it to her."
Elitism that came out of her mouth was
like.
just.
That was her trying to save herself. That's all that was. That was
Dude,
her.
And when she got her pancakes, were they pancakes? Crepes?
No, they were
crepes, right?
They were tortillas.
Oh, tortillas. Thank you. When she got her tortillas and she's like, "Oh, they're restaurants. Then my review's closed. Tee hee ha ha num nums."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, it must be a joke." Hee hee.
It's really interesting too because I watched this and like a few months ago, I listened to a lot of Sounds Like a Cult podcast and they had done one on the cult of food service and restaurants.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting. So like seeing a lot of the dynamics that they displayed in this, which I mean, obviously they're going to be apparent in other, in actual
Can you give me an example? Can you give me an example of like the culty stuff? Because I don't know. I didn't know there's like this cult of it. I'm interested now.
So the whole Gordon Ramsay's kind of like what people use a lot for that, where there's that whole like, yes, chef, yes, like I want to be the top. I want to get up there. I'm gonna, and then there's also that like mentality of, oh, well, I got treated like shit. So you're going to get treated like shit. And then you're going to really want to be part of this. And you're going to get, and like you're spending time with them at work, you're drinking with them after work, you're going, like whatever, you're always with these people.
Yeah.
So it becomes cultish.
Yeah. It's almost militant a little.
Yeah, exactly.
You're also
Dude, I never thought about that, but that's very true.
You also work like second shift basically, and you work like 364 days a year. Like they work like almost every day, and so it's like they're the only people they know too. Like you go, I think chefs and kitchen workers are like up there with like cops with like divorce rates and shit like that. Like that's like how, because they're
how would you maintain a relationship unless you worked with your significant other in that environment?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You're working
because they don't just work second shift. Like they come in for prep and shit too, right?
Yeah,
I mean they're in there for crazies.
The hours that they talked about in this, they said they wake up at 6 and they do 5 hours of prep and shit like that. And it's like obviously this is like eccentric on top of that, but like I think that they're really focusing in on those like New York City, San Francisco, those like fine dining places that are like, because these guys end up being like rock stars. Like Tyler talks about it. He's like, those people who worship like athletes and rock stars and blah, blah, blah. They're idiots. Because he is basically a groupie for these people.
Oh my
God.
God.
Then they crush him for it.
Yeah.
It was so satisfying though. It was super satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, the look on his face.
Yeah.
I don't think he realized what was happening until he started Fines started writing his name.
Yeah.
When he started like just like a little kid writing Tyler on the thing, and his face just like dropped. My heart
loved it. So
I've never
good.
enjoyed seeing someone dead as much, I don't think.
You sit there and think about this though, because I was wondering.
Such a douche for so many fucking reasons.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Did he get the easy way out though? Not being s'mored is what
I think he would have liked being s'mored because he worshipped everything that chef did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So him taking his own life, I think, was like the final fuck you that the chef gave him. You know what I mean? Like you don't even get to be a part of the rest.
I also want to know what he said to him. Like after everything you said out loud to him, you go, he said something even worse in his ear that he went back and like fucking awesome himself. You're like, what terrible thing? Because he's such a fanboy. That's like the whole thing about his character. That's like he's such a fanboy that he knew he was going to die.
I was going to say.
That made me so mad.
And I think,
correct
me if I'm
wrong,
he's the only
hated
person,
him
right?
so fucking much.
Yeah.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah.
Think how when the girl, what was her, Margot is what she was? Margot, when she like flies at him, I was like, oh bitch, claw his eyes out. Like I get it. He was like all of the stuff you were just saying, Rod, on top of that, the psychology of him being the only person who knew he was there to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides
and not just that he invited a stranger to die too is so fucked up.
He didn't invite. He paid an escort.
He paid
to come along with her, and it just.
If you think about it, they all brought in. Did they all bring kind of an employee?
I mean, they're all like the
the husband
critic
and wife didn't, but
Oh yeah. But other than that, kind of. I mean, the wife she knew he was cheating on her the whole time and stayed with him for the money.
So
a little bit.
I think my favorite part of all that,
weird.
The best part about that,
they're all weird.
Is when he's tearing
snotty business guys.
He's tearing John.
They were such frat boys.
Yeah, those three, they were all like whatever. But
do you know
John,
who we are?
John, when he's tearing John Leguizamo apart for making that shitty movie.
Oh, I know. Can I just say, I am so happy John Leguizamo's getting like this resurgence in film and media. I fucking adore him. Like,
did you watch?
We'll talk about Bruno.
The fucking what was that? The Violent Night. He was in that too.
No, I haven't seen that yet. It's on my watch list, but I think it's on a paywall right now. And some subscription I don't have.
He was the bad guy in it.
Really?
I can always
talk to Josh.
Plexington.
Yeah, Josh has the most amazing Plex of all time. So
but we don't talk about it.
Plex is just a wonderful service.
I love that movie. I watch it at least once a week. I'm a sick child.
But no, when he's tearing him apart, because like that's like the whole like thing we were talking about, like, you know how chefs, like the kitchen culture, they work all year round, and he's talking about how he had one day off. And he went and saw this movie, and his movie.
So now he's gonna kill him and his assistant. Yeah,
but no. So the thing that makes me like, he has a legitimate reason. He uses him as a like. He goes, this guy is an artist who has just like started phoning it in, and he saw himself in that. Where he talks about it. He goes, I haven't wanted to cook for someone in years, so he's phoning it in. But then his assistant or whatever, he goes, and where did you go to college, Brown? Student loans? No. You're going to die.
Right? I know you have student loans. Nope. Sorry.
Yeah.
But then, okay, so correct me if I remember this incorrectly, but at the toasting of the mallows, is she the one that says thank you under her breath?
I think that most of them were like thanking him.
But one person says thank you.
Yeah.
And I think it was fucking her, and I was like, of all the fuckers here.
He points it out, though. He goes, you motherfuckers could have done. He didn't say you mother. He's like,
they could have done anything.
You could have fought back. No one fights back. Like,
dude, and I think he knew. I think that the moment he like drowned their boss in front of them with the wingy wangs,
that was so beautiful.
And none of them did a thing.
Yeah.
They all just like stood there.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
didn't give a fuck. I think that's the moment he knew he had them. Like, he knew this was all going to go to plan. It's fine. They'll never go.
I think he pointed out, you're all shitty people, and you've all done shitty things, and it's like he's had enough, and like, I still think the kitchen staff is the scariest part of all of it, if we're being honest, because they're like so like they're like one of us, they're just so like. They're just
it's
so
the ones that like sprint after the guests into the woods. Those like,
oh god,
what the fuck though, dude?
I'm
gonna try to drown one.
I like the guy that like hid in the chicken coop. And
I know, and they bring him
for winning.
That was honestly, it was great. I mean, one of those little things about the movie that made the movie so fucking perfect was that moment with the. Strange little, what was it? Like a soft-boiled, it was like in an eggshell, but it was something.
It was like chocolate and creme and like something. Yeah. And you're like.
Some fancy fucking like, Michelin star thing.
It looked like a fancy Cadbury egg. It was like, what it looked like. It was like a super fancy Cadbury.
On a nest of like grass.
The first time I watched it, I was like, I didn't even correlate. I'm like, did he ever come back? But it was the
assistant to the food critic.
Yeah, he was a magazine guy getting her to do stuff. That's what it was. But and you know what that reminds me of? That you were talking about another thing that made me laugh, and I still is fucking hysterical. He makes them all pay the bill.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like we're on a gratuity system, so you don't have to.
And they do.
Of course,
they fucking do. And by this point, they know they're toasted, for lack of a better word.
Yep.
I don't know. Should we give it a synopsis of the movie? Because I feel
we could.
Do you want to give like a?
Yeah.
Do you normally do that?
We kind of. So this is what happens, Katie. It just depends on what.
Don't
the
explain
movie
to me.
is.
Explain to your audience. I don't matter.
I mean, okay.
Get out of here.
They know what we do here. They know we're chaos.
Oh,
no.
Fuck me then.
So basically, I'll give a quick
carry on,
quick premise.
master.
Yes. No. So these people are going to this fucking dinner on an island. $1,200, $1,250. Was it $1,250?
$1,250.
You are a bully.
Don't bully me.
That's
Don't
why I
bully
came.
me.
That's why my pants are sticky. But that's besides the point. No. And basically they're all coming to this fucking expensive ass dinner that it sounds like it happens. I don't know how often. They don't really go into it, but it happens all the time. And as you figure, it's weird shit starts happening at this dinner.
It's $1,500 a plate.
Yeah, or was it $1,250 or whatever it was? It was a lot of money.
Over $1,000 a plate, which is more than Jiro. Jiro, that's all I could compare it to when I was trying to talk about it. Was Jiro Dreams of Sushi? If you guys have seen that,
I know of it. Dude in
Japan. Yeah, so it's just this legendary older dude in Japan who is like dedicated every moment of his entire existence to making perfect sushi. But it's $300 a plate, and you got to make your reservation like 3 years in advance. I'm assuming because this place is $1,500 a plate. But that one elderly couple goes so many times. Like how late out did they start making these reservations? I don't know. I mean, come on.
The guy was like begging him, right, for like numerous times, like trying to find out information and whatever. Like
nothing.
I mean, they said that it was like Tyler talked about how long he had tried to get reservations. It was like, I mean, years. Yeah, he was like, I tried for reservations for a really long time.
But I love how he like calls out that dude. He's just like, you've been here 15 times. What was just name one of the fucking dishes. Come on. One. He's like, fuck.
And he says like cod. Yeah, he's something like that, like cod or halibut. Oh my fucking god, that was just.
Yeah, the wife says cod, and he goes cod, and he goes, it was halibut. It was rare spotted halibut. You idiot, or whatever he says.
Yeah, I was hoping you remembered because he has some great insult, but it was that.
It's Ray Fiennes when he goes full villain. I mean, you said Voldemort before, but he's Voldemort obviously. But he's like him and
Red Dragon.
Red Dragon, is another one. He's just here like.
He's fantastic. I mean, what has he been in where he's not the villain? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I know he has.
I mean, he's done a lot of stuff that, let's see, like The Constant Gardener. I've never seen it, but like,
nope.
I've never.
He's done some like kind of art house stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, that's I mean.
He played Alfred in the Lego Batman movie.
Villain.
Spectre. Yeah, he was in the James Bond movies as Spectre, as M. I mean, so yeah, he was a good guy in that.
Okay, there you go. That's something. I know he has to. I just can't remember them because he sticks out. All I was saying is like he really does stick out playing kind of the more offbeat roles because he's really good at them.
He's got that. He's got that face, and he just makes that like. He's got that big forehead and that nose that like is like it just. He looks at you.
Voice.
Yeah.
It's very booming.
Where is he actually from? Because he says he's from Iowa in this movie. And I'm like, I didn't even think he was from fucking America. Like
America.
Yeah.
He was born in England.
Yeah. He's English. Yeah.
I can never say it right. Suffolk.
Suffolk.
America.
So fuck. I like that better, honestly.
England.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I was honestly just knowing he was in it sold me on the movie. I knew nothing about it. We just saw it and he was the cover and I was like, yep, I'm in.
So it was one of those like it was weird. Like this movie got a lot of trailers like at Alamo specifically before it was
didn't
like
see one.
Yeah, and I was like
nuts.
I was like, this movie looks crazy because they don't show. There's another horror trailer that I love because they don't really go into the. They just stay in the first half of the movie, right?
You mean you don't like every best part of the movie being put in the trailer?
No, that's why we don't.
I don't even like watching trailers.
Yeah.
I say the same. I'm scared to watch them these days because they just ruin the whole movie.
Especially like superhero movies, like they're ridiculous with like third act shit in trailers. Yep. I'm like, that's the end. This is like 5 minutes from the end of the movie, and I saw in the fucking trailer. I'm pissed.
Well,
I mean, tell you how every single superhero movie is going to end. They're all going to have powers, but it's going to end with karate in the air, maybe. Every single one. That's why they don't care.
That's the.
Does it feel like you guys? Does it feel like they've extended trailers even longer lately, and then just been so that they can put more shit in it, even though people beg them not to?
Yes.
It goes from like the trailers used to be like a minute 30. And they're like 2:30 to 3 minutes now, and
although that Evil Dead trailer was fucking fantastic, and I cannot.
I would have taken more. I would have taken more of that.
Did you see the R-rated version of the trailer yet, Katie? Yeah,
it's
that cheese grater.
I made a poster with a cheese grater on it.
I haven't shown it to Zach yet because he did that to his hand this year. Do you remember that?
Yeah, when he was grating.
I don't know if he'll watch the movie because it still fucks him up. Like
lemon,
he hasn't zested
or
since.
or orange. Yeah,
he zested his like. I think it. I mean, he's got big meaty man hands. I don't fucking know. It looked like a thumb to me.
Yeah.
But he zested his fingers so hard you could see all the like down to the meat.
Here,
and it
there's my poster
going.
in our little chat thing. My cheese
makes-
grater.
Oh, I just saw it pop. Hold on.
That makes me want to cry.
Oh, it's so bad. And get this. No, it was the best thing. So we had just started getting that's
HelloFresh.
Stop it. I'm giving that to Zach. We had just started doing HelloFresh, and Zach was like learning how to cook, and he didn't like he'd never zested anything. Big fucking shock. Big lumberjack man hasn't zested before.
Yeah.
And so it says like zest the lime, and he looks up what that is, and it's like, use the cheese grater to get the outside of the lime off. He zested it all into the fucking trash because he didn't realize that you were zesting it to use it. So not only did he zest the end of his hand off, but
fuck off!
He then zested his finger off on top of the pile of it in the trash.
And there's
great.
fucking. Did he
It was
get
like salt on fucking salt, dude. It was the worst.
Did he get
and
lime?
It was bad.
Did he get lime into it too? Because it, like the
Oh,
citrus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, that just sounds like.
It was actually worse because it's limes are more alkaline. So like if you go in the sun and you get limes on your hands, you know how lemon will like lighten your hair? Limes will turn your skin dark. You'll get like brown spots and think you're molting. It's really weird. And so what happens is I think there's something in it that's like a blood thinner, so you just bleed like crazy. You just never stop bleeding.
That makes sense.
It was so gross. He just kept going. We couldn't even do a Band-Aid. We did like a paper towel and electrical tape wrap job, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because I couldn't even stitch it. Like there was nothing to stitch.
Yeah.
Right.
I got out my sutures and I was like,
yeah, you can't. That just.
I could graft, I guess.
I think that was that story was part of the reason that scene in that Evil Dead trailer. I'm like,
Yep.
Oh,
I didn't.
But how hard it gets put down, though, that's like the velocity of the cheese grater is what makes it so like.
You made me tear a little. I literally just squirted a tear thinking about it. Oh God. Zach was funny. He didn't even scream.
He's a tough motherfucker, man. I can't. You know what I had to say though? Like they don't do a lot with like. I was kind of expecting more like getting fucked with kitchen shit. You know, in this movie, but like. I don't think they need to, but I was kind of like, are they gonna like do something? Are they gonna chop someone? I don't know, because they're in this like they have this giant kitchen right there, and
and maybe because it's
like,
overdone, or maybe they'll do weird kitchen shit that has nothing to do with the kitchen.
I mean, the finger thing was like pretty like like that shit happens in movies all the time, right? Like people lose fingers. Also.
This movie was very original, just on that topic.
Oh,
That's another reason I really liked it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this where it was like,
it's satire.
I was on the edge of my seat, but I already knew what the ending was going to be.
Yeah, it's satire for like what like consumerism and like idolizing people and all this shit, and like what as a culture that's like it's more than a horror movie. It's like a movie that's making points, and that
but
like
that's
you get
like
a lot.
The producer team with like like they're doing amazing dramas and they're all comedians and they're showing that like. I don't know, like when you come up from comedy and you start going into horror and stuff, they get it on a weird level that because of the fact that they're willing to like, I don't know, like just go with the flow a little bit more. I feel like that really.
You know what I think it is? I think comedians can read people better than anyone in the world, and they can see whatever's going on, and they know what we fucking are afraid of. I think they're psychos. I love them, but Jesus Christ, that's his movies have scared me more than anything that's come out in the past 10 years. In a good way though, like in an entertaining way where I actually want to watch it again.
Yeah.
I guess. Like I liked Saw, but like the needle bath was just too much for me.
I always say that the first Saw was like that maximum, like where it was such an indie like horror movie that did so much with so little, and then like it's funny, like you go back you get the Saw started torture porn kind of thing, right? But like it's only like that little sequence where they're going over the previous like things that had happened to people like that. Have you watched Better Watch Out, Katie?
Yeah.
So we did that not this last Christmas, like 2 Christmases ago, and like Josh and I were both like talking about we had watched it before, and we were like the paint can scene. We were like we had it in our head that it was this like gory, like horrible scene, and then it doesn't show anything. It just you see some blood dripping, and you like. But we had both in our head gone.
And isn't that fucking weird how your body, like your mind finishes the movie?
Yeah. Well,
but we're way more fucked up than like, and that's what I love about like when people actually do the Hitchcock thing and leave it to your imagination, especially in the horror community, because we love it and we will make it way more fucked up in our heads than you'll be able to show us, because we'll be looking for the glue. We'll be looking for the and like, oh, that was so fake. Fuck that shit. And if you don't, it'd be like, fuck, that was nuts. Oh my God. Like,
oh my God. Speaking of Last of Us, the prosthetics on Bitch's eye, no spoilers. Holy shit. Couldn't even tell.
Everything.
I looked for the seam. We have a huge brand new fucking TV. Like I got up in those pixels. I couldn't see a seam. I do SFX makeup too. So I was like, give me, show it to me. Nothing.
We were all like, oh, hey, it's Inglewood. Hey, it's downtown Calgary. Hey, I know. Hey, I love this. It's so good. But dude, they made Calgary look fucking great. So that was cool.
Dude, it's phenomenal.
I started looking today again, Josh, for Calgary tickets to fly up and see you. And it was like, I couldn't find things months out for less than $700 a flight.
Well,
I'm like,
Rod, every single flight in America was canceled like 3 days ago. This is not the time to be looking at
how long will it take to drive? Like, just drive.
The road trip could be fun.
Yeah.
Take your puppy.
Dude, make a stop in like somewhere and then come up.
Anywhere but here would be fun, honestly. Just not Wyoming. I'm too tan for Wyoming. Don't go there. Oh, she's so. God damn, she looks like Lilith. Fuck, that is so freaky. Rod,
Katie,
I cannot.
Are you Antifa?
Yeah.
So I'll tell the story. Katie went to the first time she went to Montana with Zeke. They went into some bar because that's all they have to do in Montana is bars. And what are you?
And casinos. They have a lot. You can gamble anywhere in Montana. It's weird. They're everywhere.
So many casinos in Calgary.
Yeah.
Too. It's nuts.
They were in
I used to work for the Canadian Poker Tour, so like way too many fucking casinos.
They were in a bar, and some guy walked up to Katie because she's 6 feet tall, covered in tattoos, and has blue hair, and asked her if she was Antifa.
Put his hand on my arm, and no shit. This is the part Rod left out. He looked like Colonel Sanders.
Well, of course, like
that's
a given,
white
though, isn't it?
Starch suit, padded shoulders, like white slicked over hair, and he just. Ma'am, are you part of Antifa? And I just don't even know. And then he went to the little, you know how like bars now have that jukebox you can do on your phone? It's like an iPhone jukebox. It's crazy. I don't go to bars, so literally the last time I went to a bar it was real quarters. It's crazy. And he sat there and so you can also pay. You pay to put music into this like electronic Bluetooth whatever thing on your phone with an app, but you can also pay extra to like override anyone else's music and to get your song next. So he kept paying. I swear to fuck, he must have paid over $25 to override all of our music to play God Loves America over and over and over until he just left. I'm not fucking. This is the weirdest real story that's ever happened.
Why would you want that in your bar, though, if you can make it do that? Like,
because they're just dipping money into it.
Well, we actually asked the bartender. She was a really nice lady, and she's like, he does this shit all the time. I'll eventually tell him no more, and I can go clear the thing anytime I want.
Sounds like
people like apparently there was a time where grown adults were putting Baby Shark on it. Absolutely not. Apparently now you get kicked out of the bar if you do it. So don't do that. If you're listening, do not do that. You will get fucking 88th or whatever it is.
86. Random side note to throw out there. Speaking of the weird ass shit that I listen to, if you ever get bored, listen to the history of Colonel Sanders and the fact that he shot a man and like all of the other bullshit that this batshit human
I'm writing
did.
that down. I love listening to history. I just learned about Kellogg.
Oh yeah,
Kellogg
dude,
is crazy.
Fuck nut. Oh my god.
Kellogg
I like mildly knew, you know?
Yeah.
I knew about the graham cracker thing, which is kind of related. But what a fuck nut.
If you don't know, cornflakes are made.
Hold on. There's a relation.
Dude, he's a nut.
To Kellogg and the people that have a lot to do with the Titanic now.
Titanic.
I shit you not. There is a relation.
Cornflakes.
There is a link. There is a relationship because the Kellogg's have part of the property within the Titanic,
Titanic
museum architect or artifacts, whatever. Her name's Mary, and she's part of the family. Okay, anyway, sorry.
That's a really weird 9 level. What is it? The 9 levels of Kevin Bacon? Like that's too close. That's creepy.
Cornflakes were made to stop you from masturbating. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah,
so
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I just showed the original Friday the 13th to my nieces on the weekend, and
Did they
Kevin
like
Bacon. It was boring to them. They're like, "This is so fucking slow," and I'm yawning.
They're so desensitized. No.
I know.
Or babies.
But Kevin Bacon's death was the best for sure.
Oh
Dude,
yeah, I mean he's good at dying. Tremors, man. He
was
almost
the
died
best.
like 500 times.
He was the best part of that Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas. It was
Totally,
Kevin
100%.
Kevin
it was pretty cringy, to be honest.
It was fun, but it was
Probably for kids.
No, it was like they were making fun of the Star Wars special, like Christmas special. So Batista and Manis went and stole Kevin Bacon and gave him to Star-Lord for Christmas, and then he sang him Christmas songs.
Oh no, that's great. That's great.
It's hokey, but it's got the same tone of all the Guardian stuff, so it was fun.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon was just on Hot Ones this year. He's great. He's funny.
I love Hot Ones, man. And anyone on Hot Ones, I just I could watch it and I'm like, yep, I love this person. And that's like,
I've met him. That means I'm 1 step away from Kevin Bacon. I'm 2 degrees from Kevin Bacon now.
Is that guy
it's
tiny?
happening for me, Rod. It's fucking happening.
You're gonna go meet Kevin Bacon.
Oh, he's so tiny. What's
he's
the Hot Ones dude? What's his name?
Is it Chris? I don't know. Is it?
I just fucking blanked. I had it on the tip of my tongue. I watched every single Hot Ones episode ever.
No, the thing on YouTube, Hot Ones, where they talk to celebrities.
Like hot sauce on the tip of your tongue.
It's actually more of an all over mouth feel. Sean Evans. Jesus, I did it without Googling it. I swear to God. All I got in was HO before it's Sean Evans. Jesus Christ. Yeah, when I went to those Shorty Awards things, he was there.
And he was so shorty?
He was so shorty. Like, I almost didn't see him because he was so below my own eye level.
Yeah, Katie got nominated for Streamer of the Year with Ninja and other people.
Oh God, I remember that.
You did? Did you dunk him? Did you dunk on him?
Ninja didn't show up.
No. Ninja didn't show up because his wife didn't check his email. And so Twitch wasn't even mentioned. It was great. But I got to meet Sean Evans, and he's so tiny, I put him right in my boobs.
Nice.
But 2 degrees, bitches.
I think that's closer than I've been to Kevin. Although Josh is hung out in Calgary at the film festival with all the guys from the Rob Zombie movies. So maybe, I don't know.
No, that's way cooler. I'm actually terrified of famous people. My ex made me go say hi to Sean Evans because I wanted to, but I was scared to. I don't ever go say hi. I usually hide.
I think the worst one I ever had when I met Jim Norton after one of the shows here in Denver, and I was just mumbling over my stumbling over my tongue.
I don't know. I'm not weird like that.
I've never tried, but I would be.
And then my wife laughed at me and continues to bring it up to this day. Remember when you tried talking to Jim Norton? You were just
I was a little weird with Jennifer Tilly at the Canadian Poker Tour stuff because I was like, I was just like, I don't care anything you're in. You're a Bride of Chucky, and that's all I care about right now.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to you about Chucky. Come here.
Did anyone else watch Bride of Chucky for anything but the boobies?
They were great.
They're milky and perfect to this day. It's phenomenal.
Katherine Heigl, before everybody knew
life,
she was psychotic. So
I was never really a big fan of Katherine Heigl. She always came off as awkward. Nothing against her, just her acting style. She's okay.
And then you find out she's a giant cunt in real life too.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Everyone was like, she's a big cunt to work with, and then she was knocked off the scene. But Hillary Skank is literally her nickname in the town she's from, which was where I went to college, because she's such a fucking cunt. But no one gives a fuck. They're like, oh, she played that baby whatever punchy movie.
$1 Million Baby. $1 Million Baby.
Punchy movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But she's apparently her entire hometown calls her Hillary Skank. And it's a relatively large town.
Yeah.
Punchy.
Whatever.
Well, it's funny because if you have people
terrible with names, it's a bad brain quirk.
So good.
It always, I think that the thing that always makes you talk about people from your town. I grew up in Ohio, and one of the only, famous people come out of Ohio, but they usually don't like advertise that they came out of Ohio, but like
Slipknot.
No, Trent Reznor's from like his family's from like Ohio, and like they did like there were like AC people. So if you run if you're like air conditioning units and stuff, like there would be like ducting
Rezner,
and stuff.
we had him in Lowe's.
Yeah,
Rezner.
I was just at every fucking Lowe's in my city today, more than once. Fuck.
You shouldn't shop at Lowe's.
You shouldn't
It's
shop
Rona
at any of
now,
those stores, but
so
yeah,
it's
I
fine.
prefer Home Depot.
Home Depot is pretty evil though too.
No,
as I know
Lowe's.
from experience.
It's a little.
Lowe's
less
just
evil.
bailed out of Canada, so it was technically Rona, not Lowe's. Yeah.
Lowe's is they when COVID was going on, they filed bankruptcy and said they were closing. I think they're in the process of closing all their stores or selling them out or something.
Yeah, they
they
took
were-
like a
I used to
$2
work in
billion
their cash
hit or
office.
something
Uh-huh.
on selling their shit in Canada because Rona
Well,
is what they
dude.
took over, and now Rona's
Wait.
coming back.
Rona was the name of it.
Rona is like the Canadian like place that
Home
they took
Depot.
over.
Yeah.
And then
You know what's
now-
so funny?
yeah.
I was just in Canada recently and I saw a Rona and I pointed out to my parents and I was like, "That's a really unfortunate name right now." And they were like, "Tee hee ha ha," and I had no idea what the fuck it was.
It was
but, you know,
it's
like
just like a
coronavirus, Rona.
Lowe's thing.
Unfortunate.
Josh talks about it all the time about these big American companies try to come into Canada, and then
They don't.
like,
They don't
overstretch
fare well.
themselves.
So here's
and-
the thing. I
The
don't
Target
know
thing
why
was
they
funny.
do. I used to work at a Lowe's that was literally on the border of BC, and we made so much silly, dirty money off of the Canadians that would come down and shop with us just because the exchange rate.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you put a Lowe's up in BC?
Yeah.
You'd lose so much money just
Oh,
with like,
yeah,
I can't. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
100%.
It's just a stupid idea. I don't know why you would do that. It's a
Again-
40-minute drive for them. It's like not that much longer. I don't know why they would do that. No wonder they fucking closed. They're probably still driving across the border to go to that Lowe's because it's fucking cheaper.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I wonder though, like with like rates of everything and how much more expensive Seattle has made everything in the area. I wonder if that's like fucked with.
Well,
it
the
at
thing
all.
is, it's so that side of the state is so densely packed with people that like. So there's Seattle proper, and then you know how every big city has like all the little cities around
Yeah.
it. They're like, we're Seattle, but really it's like Kirkland and Burn,
Yeah.
whatever. So there's like that, but then once you cross the bridge and you're out of that zone, and there's like Linwood, and there's what we call North Seattle or South Seattle, because on the West Coast there's no such thing as a beltway, so you basically just have to pummel through the middle of cities if you want to get to the other side of
Yeah.
them. Once you get across that bridge, it's very normal. Like it's
Yeah.
just normal people and farms and like, and this is the West Side. It's like huge cornfields, like hundreds and thousands of acres of them. It's kind of intense. So it's really bundled in just that one area. So when you go up north, it's just farms. Like it's
Yeah.
redneck, borderline very redneck. A lot
It's
of missing
like-
teeth.
It's like when you go east here and you're just like you get like
Yes, literally, you drive
yeah.
15 minutes east. I'm not kidding you. There's a town up on the border called Nooksack, but we all call it Nutsack because everyone there is just
No
like
way.
have no
There's
teeth.
no way you call it
Nutsack.
nutsack. There's no way.
Absolutely.
No way.
Nutsack. Nooksack
way.
River is the Nutsack River.
Oh.
It's right next to Cedro Woolley.
Cedro Seaman. I don't know. I'm just like
I don't know. We
Go,
never made that one.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with native names. That's like off limits.
Yeah.
But
you
Nook,
should- you
for
don't
some
do it.
reason, we can call it Nutsack. I'm pretty sure Nooksack's native though.
I started wondering though, but like everything.
You
gets
mean
turned into, like-
indigenous?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I grew up on a reservation. They all call themselves Indians.
Yeah, but
If I called them anything else, they
Yeah,
told me
we're
to shut
very-
the fuck up
like,
and don't be a pretentious cunt. I don't know what
we
to
have
do.
to like. I don't know. I used to.
I don't
be
know
the-
either. I just.
I,
what
well,
do you
no,
want
I
to be
do
called?
know.
I'll
I
do
used
that.
to be the art director designer for like the Siksika and Sutina and
Those are cool tribes.
and
I've never
the-
heard those
the s-
names. Those are
the
fun.
Siksika Nation. Like I did all the stuff with like all the chiefs and everything, and I did a
Sick.
PSA.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I did a PSA for their dying language because there's only like 6 people left that know the Siksika language.
Whoa.
So
I might have watched something about that very recently,
I
like about
did,
the
like-
trying to save it.
Yeah, so they sent out this video to everyone in their area in the community that I like produced, and yeah, it was,
That's sick, though.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool.
What a fucking valiant thing. I was reading about something. There's a tribe. I can't remember what. Rod, you might remember. It's one of the tribes in the northern U.S. It was hit really hard by coronavirus for some reason. Like COVID slammed them really hard. So there's very little, like almost the entirety of the elder population was wiped out by coronavirus, probably because of insurance or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like that that has resulted in their indigenous language literally down to like 3 people that speak it.
That's wild.
I know, it's so tragic.
It's
so there's a huge
scary.
movement to try to save it.
Well, all their fucking, if you know anything about those reservations, they have like, they're all right on top of each other. They like are all right on top of each other. They're all like the ones that don't have shit tons of fucking like casino money. And even then, like there's shady shit there. Like
it's not spread. I don't think they share the wealth.
No, it's not. It's like Donald Trump of the native, like kind of bullshit kind of thing. And so, yeah, you sit there and go, and they're fucking like, a lot of them are very isolated. It seems like, where they don't like communicate and stuff like that. And they're like, they like Corona must have come in and just fucked up lots of those tribes and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, like the one that I know, the reservation I grew up on, the Itchaliem reservation, for anyone in Washington, go Itchaliem. Anyways, where I grew up, they didn't even have a hospital. They were so small. Like, it's an entire reservation, but the tribe was so small and the community was so small, there wasn't even a hospital on site. And I know there's a lot of distrust with white doctors. Yeah. Massive distrust. Rightfully fucking so with the native community, especially with what's recently come out. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes.
Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely. And so a lot of that distrust, I think, inevitably ended up in, like, death, which is horrible. I mean, it doesn't make it all right. It's just terrible.
It's amazing.
Broken system.
Yeah, the system's broken, and you start going, you wonder why people are angry, and you go,
Dude, when people would rather die.
Yeah. Fuck that, man.
Which brings us
like,
full circle.
Yeah, to the menu, like people would actually rather go and fucking pay to die.
Well, okay, so that was I wanted to thank you for saying that, the death part. I wanted to say that. I wanted to ask you guys that part. So like, they find out they're all gonna die. He says you're all gonna die. We see Doodle Dob like, bow, knock his own head off, shoot himself in the head. For anyone wondering, trigger warning for suicide things. Yeah. No one gets up, tries to leave, except the blonde girl, which, you know, we know how that ends up, which is incredible, like psychological warfare bullshit.
Yeah.
But why? Because you guys were talking about like the psychology of, you know, being like this super rich and doing whatever. So I've been thinking about that too. Like, it's basically everyone that was in that room had so much money they could do anything in the world, and they choose to eat $1,500 plates that they don't remember.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck does that say?
It's that having everything and in like, it's the whole saying, money doesn't buy happiness, right? It's the reoccurring thing. I mean, we have enough, like, it's like you being a billionaire or millionaire doesn't mean you're not gonna commit suicide. I mean, Robin Williams is is a perfect example of someone who had all that money in the world, but it obviously doesn't stop you from being depressed. It doesn't stop. We all like, it's that human condition, right? Where you go, if I just had money, or if I had more money, if I had this, it's that brains. It's why
I'll do it when.
Yeah, well, that and the cat is and weasels attacking. Yep. But
it's perfect kitty time. We're happy.
It's all these people. It's like, it's pointing out that like, the human condition doesn't change. Like, these people are all like shitty people. They're like, they're taking advantage of people. They're like cheating on their wives. They're doing all this really shitty stuff. And the chef basically goes, you're all shitty people. And which I think that the thing that would have happened differently in this, like you talked about it, Katie, about the thank you chef thing with what the assistant or whatever. I think that the egos of these motherfuckers, if this really happened, wouldn't have like gone down as easily. Like, it would have been way more like self-preservation, because it's that these are the type of people who care about themselves over everyone in the world. Like, everyone in the world. That motherfucking who got his finger cut off would never have been like, just let my wife go. He would have been just like, just let me go. That would have been what it would.
Well, remember when they gave him all a chance to run? He was like, what did he say? Call my assistant, or I'll send my assistant, and just wobbles off into the woods and leaves her. Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
I was going to bring that up. Like, it's interesting to me because there was, you know, we're going to send the guys, whatever. And all of them basically took off except for dickhead Tyler, or whatever his name was. And he just kind of stood there. And I don't know if he just stood there because he wanted to be part of, like, you know, whatever was going to happen. and he felt he was gonna like miss out or something. But that whole scene was really
he was the biggest
odd.
He was the biggest.
I thought it was really
weird
all. Too. I think it's because he knew they were gonna die. Maybe he just instantly knew there was no escape. So like, why run?
He paid.
I don't know.
And went there. Was the only one who knew he was gonna die. He went there knowing he was gonna die. He had no the experience with him was worth dying, and he didn't want to miss
because
anything
he jerks off to this shit on a daily basis. So this was like his ultimate, like, oh my God, I don't need.
Okay, so I have a question about that. I had to write it down because I didn't want to remember. So speaking of Tyler, so remember at the very beginning, she says don't take photos, and he keeps taking photos. And on the island, they have no fucking reception, and he's gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? What was the point of that?
Yeah.
Why was Tyler taking pictures? Because he knew he was gonna die, and there was no reception. He can't post them, and he kept taking. I just thought of that. I just did it.
Yeah.
And my brain hurts
really
now.
Good point.
I thought about that, and I also, my wife pointed out while we were watching it last night for the second time, she goes, does the little Japanese or the little Asian lady have like a camera in her little, like she had that little brooch on that, like, was that like taking? We didn't know where else the picture would have came from, like the pictures of him like taking pictures of the food, but yeah.
There's
got to be cameras.
Yeah.
Well, so the funny thing about those tortillas that made me laugh is because like the first time, like when I first started watching it, I was like, what restaurant would do this? Oh, wait. The one that we have like massive ties to, not that we own, but like we have a lot of family ties to and stuff. They have one that does pancakes, but we'll put the pancakes in imagery like that. Sorry. Anyway, side note.
That's kind of cool, though. I mean, as long as it's not like secret pictures that were from other times.
No, it's not secret pictures.
That's
you have
when we
to
get
submit them.
So
I do my shower.
I have to ask. So I was thinking about this earlier, but I think we rambled off. The when they put the marshmallows around them,
no way.
Did it remind anyone else of Midsummer?
Yes, 100%. That's what.
When they put the what on them? Oh, the marshmallow
stuff.
100%.
Yeah, I was like,
that was so.
The whole thing gave me very
goofy.
Midsummer.
Yeah.
Midsummer vibes, majorly.
Yeah. I was like, this is such a Midsummer thing. It's like the weird like that, and like him like going in and what the fuck were in the graham crackers? Was it like gunpowder graham crackers? Like,
okay, so like Kins was saying, it was so fucking goofy, but there was. Like it was on that edge of like I almost would be laughing and not be kind of lost out of the movie, but something kept me in. And what was it? Because I don't know. Because it was. I mean, they're little like fez hats and shit.
Yeah.
Like it
made
was
out of chocolate.
So ridiculous.
It was,
and they looked so serious. Half of them were like, "Thank you," like crying in their fucking marshmallow thing.
Well, because I mean,
like it was.
I think
like,
that's
it looked like a knitting bee.
Yeah.
Yes. It reminds me of my friend does like a lot of drag, and she took tampons and made like a hat out of them, like big hair, and it kind of reminded me of that.
Like in Anything But Prom, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but they're all so, and there was something that kept me in. I think that was something beautiful about the movie, and I don't know what it was.
It's that weird, like, because there's so much commentary on society there, right? And it's like that weird switch, like, it kind of goes surrealist there at the end. It's very, like, odd. Like, it's that whenever you watch something surrealist, like Josh and Josh hated Crimes of the Future because it was surrealist. And I mean, there are other things.
Fuck
but,
that
like,
movie.
You watch weird, like, surrealist things where it feels like kind of disconnected from society. And this whole thing is like commentary on what, like, all these things, like, you know, the rich and like obsession culture and all these things,
self-entitled,
and all that stuff, and it culminates there in that weird, like, we're all gonna die. And I don't know if you could have done something serious, like, I think
so. Wait, is Tyler the millennial willing to die for avocado toast? Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
Still never had it, but apparently it's what's wrong with me.
I mean, I've never had avocado toast either. But
I go through phases. I love avocado, and then sometimes I don't. I have a question, just out of curiosity, because maybe I just straight up missed it. The symbolism.
There's a black pussy suckling on you. I'm just have to say that.
know.
Go on.
She keeps
For those just
licking
listening,
me.
reasons to watch the video.
Oh, there she goes again. Was there ever anything that they discussed as to the symbolism behind s'mores, as to why he used s'mores?
He did.
Like, if he did, I don't remember.
He said
he talks about it.
He did a little bit.
Yeah.
He said it was like the American bastardization of
That's
chocolate.
right.
Or
Yeah,
of
it's like
beer,
it's
right?
an abomination of.
Yes.
Yeah.
A
But we
tasteless
so-
cracker
right.
with like what did he? Oh God, I'm gonna
like
it's
fatty
so beautiful.
It was
sugar
like
and
gelatinous or something. Yeah, now I
Yeah.
remember.
Well, he talks about he goes, and we associate it with innocence because of like the childhood, and you make s'mores as a kid and everything like
Right.
that. And it's the one thing that I wish they kind of like. I wonder if this exists somewhere, and I forgot to even look for it. Is like, do they have some kind of like analyzation of like the menu, right? Like, because that was one of my favorite things of the thing where he's like, oh yeah, you have to see this whole thing through. So I'm wondering if there's like someone analyzed the whole menu and explains it. And after that note, I just would like when they had all the menu items that pop up the screen and they just kept getting more and more ridiculous. Like the s'mores at the end were like after the thing blew
Tyler's
up.
dish.
Yeah, Tyler's dish.
My,
Like
what was it? Tyler's bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But like when they did the s'mores at the end, they're like the guests. Josh, what happened? Oh yeah, okay. It was like guests and restaurant workers. And it was like workers and everything like that, and restaurant because everything had blown up because they'd left the gas on.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
so good.
Yeah. And then she's eating that fucking.
That burger looked fucking.
That was
delicious.
the best burger I've ever seen in my life. I was just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was why fucking Margot or Erin, I think her real name's Erin, but Margot was like the fucking best character ever because she saw that fucking cheeseburger, like him being employee of the month, like back in 1988, like 45 years ago, like no 34 years ago, and she knew that there was like when he enjoyed cooking and like him asking him to make a cheeseburger for her was like the ultimate like I really don't belong here because she didn't.
But
she
it was a
like,
power move too, though. Like she knew that I think she would be the only one allowed to leave too, and she had to do this in order for that to be a thing too. And that was her
I think
like
so too.
Really figuring it out and being like, no, like I'm the boss here. I'm okay. Yeah, he knows. And
also, when she tells the chef what the fucking old dude wanted was the creepiest thing in the entire movie, where he wanted her to stare him in the eyes while he jerked off and said that she loved him.
I'm your daughter and I love you.
Yeah, I'm just like,
oh, fucking gross.
Oh, so also there's that whole scene where they're talking about their daughter and he's talking about how, she looks like Claire or something. I forgot all about that.
yeah, so he wanted to fuck his daughter.
The wife says it. The wife said it.
Yeah.
I remember that part. His wife says it, and he's
and-
like, give me a different seat. I want a better view.
Yeah, so he's like Trump wanting to fuck his daughter.
And suddenly, I want to die.
So
Remember when they drowned that dude with wings? That was cool.
Yeah.
I really liked that part.
I did wonder how they had set that up. Like there was a crane hanging out over there. But
Well, do you remember when Anna Taylor-Joy goes to the bathroom? What's her name? Margot. When Margot goes to the bathroom to smoke, and she looks out the window, and there's a dude carrying wings across the across the yard.
And the first time you see it, you're like, what the fuck? And then you know it. Yeah, it's one of those movies. Again, it's that perfect length. That was like what, like 80 something minutes or 90 something minutes. Oh, an hour and 47 minutes. So like 97 minutes, and just like it's such a. I mean, Katie said it, it's that like original and just well acted. They get all these amazing actors doing this, and they just like are telling pertinent points, right? And they're doing this. I always talk about why I like doing foreign horror. Because you get to see and get a look onto the inside of what a culture finds horrifying, right?
Yes. and can we just say Korean horror? Oh my God.
Yeah, we did a deep dive for like a number of months, and we've covered all of the best.
You know what's funny? I think that's how Rod and I started talking.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, have you seen Korean horror? When I said I liked horror, I was like, oh my God, I've been watching this one on Netflix, and we nerded out for a while about it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but oh my god,
it's so good.
And that's what that's what I find impressive about this movie is that it kind of opens up your eyes to like what Americans are like, scared of, and like what are, all that stuff. So it does that introspective, like all that stuff. And it's such a cool, because it's not a typical horror movie. It's
right.
It's got that weird, drama, and it's a horror movie, but it's not Jason Voorhees like chopping people up in the woods. Right. But it does that.
Okay, can I say, did anyone watch any Friday movies on Friday the 13th this year?
No, I did not.
I watched Jason X.
I watched the original.
And And can I just say, Jason X is so much better. It's so good.
Oh, of course. I mean,
so
it's
good.
the campy classic horror. Come on. Lost Boys is not our favorite because it's like high budget.
Lost Boys is so fucking good
scenes.
because it's so fucking good.
It's because Kiefer's amazing. That's
it's because the soundtrack's perfect and Kiefer's masterful.
I mean, soundtrack is fucking amazing.
We talk about the shirtless
and
guy
Death by
playing
Stereo.
saxophone.
Come on, Death by Stereo.
Death by Stereo. Josh, you had it in your poster and everything. So.
Yep.
I think we better start wrapping up though. It's past Kin's bedtime. I'm seeing Kin's over there going.
She's like, what?
Tired.
What? What?
Kin's like, I've decided to start getting up even earlier.
Oh no, are you really? Okay.
Yeah. I just found it. This is a perfect way to end it.
What's up? Go.
So, in the restaurant, everyone is given the bill before the dessert is presented. Everyone pays the bill as normally, Lillian charging it to the magazine she writes for, Richard using his Amex. The movie star's assistant admits she stole money from him, and they're both apologetic towards each other. The chef tells everyone they're on a no-tip system, so gratuity is included. He tells them their final dessert course is a play on the traditional campfire classic, American Trash Fire, the S'more. He says it's the most boring of all desserts, cheap chocolate, marshmallow, graham cracker, but somehow Americans like it because it's set on fire. A coat made of marshmallows is placed on each guest. The floor is covered in chocolate sauce and graham cracker crumbs, and then the entire room is lit on fire. And that's...
They didn't mention the chocolate hat.
Yeah.
I know they didn't. They didn't mention the little fez hats. They're pretty epic.
They
do act like they're fucking flammable, which is what?
They looked like Rolos, kind of like if you hollowed out a Rolo, like a big Rolo kind of thing.
Yes.
Oh my god! What if graham crackers stop you from masturbating because they're flammable and like the friction?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, now I want to know: are graham crackers flammable?
I think
you have
so.
homework, Kins.
Tune
in next week.
Fucking love graham crackers
to find out if Kins had a good night or a great night.
Ken, what happened to your house? Well, I had to figure out.
Everyone's fine. They got the cat out. So.
I don't have to worry about fixing the foundation anymore.
Graham crackers are mysteriously flammable.
Fun story if you don't know this, random people listening. I had to stop keeping... I can't have graham crackers in the house because I will get up in my sleep and eat them. And I used to keep them in the bedroom because I would eat them. That sounds really weird. But I would eat them like before I'd go to sleep. But I kept waking up with mouthfuls of graham cracker. So I stayed with my parents.
It's like the cinnamon challenge while you're sleeping.
Yes. So I stayed with my parents while they had COVID to like take care of them and like do whatever. But I had well, I have an apartment down there, so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We'd been talking about it for weeks. Let's see what happens in my sleep. Like, whatever. I'll be that weird person that streams himself sleeping. That's fine. So I did.
Do it for the gram.
Literally ate graham crackers in my sleep. And there's video of it where like people are like, oh my God, she's gonna choke. And I'm just laying there eating my graham cracker, putting it on.
Oh my God.
Because I was going.
That's so scary though.
I would go into the other room and get
graham
them.
Crackers?
I don't know. It was only graham crackers. Lately, I've been grabbing other random shit, which is why I don't keep stuff in there anymore.
Great.
But I had a sleep study recently because of it, and they were like, "We don't know, and like we don't really know what to do for you, and you don't actually sleep." And I was like, "That's great."
I don't think I sleep either, but
I'm gonna have graham crackers now.
All that made me think about is the Step Brothers, where they get up in the middle of the night and they're just like fucking up their entire kitchen.
Mama, bitch.
Yeah, totally.
Are the cushions in the oven?
I know. Is my purse in the freezer? Oh, Brennan's sleepwalking again.
I don't think I sleep either, Kim, to be completely honest, because they gave me the little sleep, like they just to give me the home one, and they're like, yeah, you don't have sleep apnea or anything. I'm like, why do I never wake up refreshed? And I would probably need to do like a full, like what you did, like in a.
I don't hit REM. I don't hit REM. If I do, it's only for like 2 to 5 minutes, and it's very rare.
I think
so. They said in total it was like 12 minutes of REM sleep the whole time.
I wonder, man, is it all of us with our like super ADHD superpowers that like it is fucking with how our brains handle sleep? Like there's some kind of like evolution.
Absolutely.
Thing. Yeah, it's like
we would be amazing in a hunter-gatherer situation because we are aware.
Yeah.
And we can be aware. We can like gather berries, nurse feed a child, give birth, and be aware of the bear behind us, like all at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're told like relax, don't pay attention to anything, just sit in a dark, quiet room, it's like,
shut up! Don't you do
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Dude,
it's hell.
Quiet is the. That's why I always say solitary confinement I would be done.
You know what's interesting? I was just listening to a podcast about it, and they're thinking about trying to make it illegal, like federally, because it's psychological torture.
Because it destroys your brain. It's fucking torture.
It's torture. It is.
Yeah.
There's nothing good comes out of it. It doesn't matter what your psychological state is. Nothing good comes out of solitary confinement for a human being or any mammal.
We're social creatures. Like it just. My wife's family had a bird that they just left in the basement when she was a kid, like by itself for years, and the thing went fucking bonkers as a bird. Yeah, they left.
That is the saddest fucking shit I've ever heard.
Fucking horrifying, man. It's just
you're not supposed to put a bird on it like that.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Don't put a bird on it. That's all I got.
Katie,
Classy.
I'm so happy that we finally got here.
I know, me too. I love horror movies. We've been trying to do this for ages, but
yep. It's like when we did Megan last week. I was like, Katie was very excited about the menu. Let's go do this, and
dude. Both. I mean, it was such a weird week for two good, phenomenal movies, and both were good. Honestly, I was more excited to be on this one because. Not that obviously Megan was incredible, but Megan didn't scare me.
Yeah. No,
you know,
like the
it was
PG-13
more ridiculous.
Vibe was but it was fun.
It was
totally
shit, great, but like not exactly. Whereas this one, I didn't even know. I was trying to tell my chat how to talk about it. Yeah. I was trying to tell my chat like how to describe it because it's not. A thriller, like crazy high intensity, but you were definitely like on the edge of your seat wondering what the fuck was going on, if they were eating people or something the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was psychological
fuckery.
Like
Yeah. It just
thank you. It just same brainwave.
It just tells a cool story and does a really good job of doing it, and it tells something it's different, which is completely as someone like as we people who watch a shit ton of horror, this movie stands out, and it's just like
it's classy. And it's fucking. This movie's classy.
It is like kind of fucking. Just like CK. I mean, it's like the classiest piece of like all those people are trash though. I don't know.
They are.
I'm so confused about it. Like I almost feel like they were all welcoming death just because they couldn't gram.
That's what I'm saying. They
were all
realized,
people that lived to Instagram,
especially
and once they couldn't, they were like
the cinematography and stuff, like super classy.
Oh, it's fantastic. And the little clips of like the menu.
Midsummer vibes with that, like
dude. I want to eat
the way
that.
things were framed.
Mm-hmm.
It was very reminiscent of The Last Crumb. I don't know if you've seen The Last Crumb. I posted a bunch of stuff on it. I have the box in here. Somebody sent
very
us
cool cinematography.
That thing is wild.
The $150 cookie, right? Cookies.
Yeah, the cookies. But they come with a box or a book, and the book looks like the cinematography from the movie.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I love good cinematography. That'll sell me on a movie I wouldn't normally be into, honestly.
Josh makes like short horror films, and he's always like,
totally lacking cinematography.
No, he's not. No, he's just.
That's what you told me yesterday.
No, I mean you weren't supposed to say that. You weren't supposed to say that out loud.
The camera was off the whole time.
You weren't supposed to say that. That was between me and you, Katie. I'm sorry.
No, I mean I saw your film. It was really great. I had a good time. We had a really great time. So.
Katie, thank you for coming by.
Where's my sheet and my herbs?
Yeah, Katie, I do want you to do something for us, though. I want you to tell everyone where they could find your lovely self, because you're lovely. I was like putting W's. What's the
my
fucking
address? That seems hella personal.
What's the cupcakes game on Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Quasi Cupcakes. That's what I said.
Quasi Cupcakes.
From Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where the captain's playing the Quasi Cupcakes.
I fucking love Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Quasi Cupcakes. That's what it reminded me of how I said it. I was trying to say your lovely self because you are obviously a Twitch streamer and you do lovely things and you do all these things. So do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
If you want to say they're lovely, I'll let you call them lovely.
Okay, lovely.
Classy Katie everywhere and anywhere. You can search me up. You can find me talking about medical shit or funny stuff or lemons on Twitch.
What's a lemon?
You can find my butthole in various places.
What's a lemon, Rod? What is a lemon?
What's a lemon? I don't know. I don't get anything wet. What's a lemon? You can find my poodles there sometimes if you like.
Oh, look at the baby.
I love the poodles.
This is what Zelda's going to turn into right there.
Yeah,
I swear to God. This is the one I keep saying looks exactly like Zelda. The eyes.
Yep,
Her
she's got the
eyes
same.
are just like her, huh?
Yeah.
Aww.
She's so pretty.
She's such a pretty girl. Yeah, so go find follow Katie, follow her on Twitch and Twitter and all these things.
You're likely to find Rod and Kins and some other lovely people there sometimes too. It's a great time.
Yeah, lots of good people. Katie's community is awesome.
We run in good circles.
We do indeed. Yes, so go follow Katie. Again, thank you, Katie, for being here. Everyone else,
it's my pleasure. This was fun.
We are on murdermoose.com and murdermoosepod on Twitter. And then, that's where we are. Go follow us on YouTube where we do all those videos end up. And, continue.com. And I don't even know why I was going to say that. I'm getting
you.com.
I was going to do, okay. So Katie, I don't know. You don't know this. Ken has.
My arm's broken.
Oh, no. Ken has STD Motel, stdhotel.com. Onlynouns.com and I always forget the last one.
Quainttaint.com.
Quainttaint.com.
Oh my God, find mine at onlycans.com where we sexualize Chef Boyardee.
JoshWRB.com.
I got my sexual can right here.
Josh is jerking off with the Iron
Where's the
Man
graham cracker?
glove.
We need a graham cracker. Stat!
And I'm Rod_Johnson everywhere. Next week we come back with we are talking about Sick. The Kevin Williamson movie that's on Peacock.
Oh, sick.
It's gonna be sick, bro.
Oh, it's
Thanks,
gonna be
everybody.
fucking sick.
And Ken.
Sick, bro.
Psycho Gorman. Psycho Gorman.
Yeah, fucking.
Everybody else.
Do your homework.
Love you, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.
Pee after sex.
Yeah.